Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, then please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name is Vanessa Somuayina and I'm the author of various tarot and oracle decks, your big sis here on YouTube, as well as your favorite psychic medium. So as you're already aware of by the title of this video, today's readings are all about your September predictions and horoscopes. So if you would like to be as prepared as possible for the upcoming month, then this is the perfect video for you. I always give you two parts to your horoscopes so they can be as personalized, interactive, as well as accurate as possible. In the first part, you get to pick from 3 symbols which I have prepared for you. And then for the second part of your prediction, I have prepared horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac for you. So in order to receive the second part of your prediction, which you get to add on to part 1 where you got to pick from the symbols, simply check out the timestamps in the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and you will once again be fast forwarded to the relevant part of the video. That's it, you guys. Simple and straight to the point. And I advise you to make as much use of this video as possible to put together your very own September predictions and horoscopes like you receive a free personal tarot reading here on the internet from me. So I would say we all know our sun sign, which is just known as your zodiac sign. And if you're a bit of an astrology geek and you've heard of your moon and rising sign, make sure you tune into those as well in order to truly personalize your predictions. So I want to keep this intro very short and to the point so we can spend more time within your readings. I will now put the 3 symbols that I've got prepared for you on the screen. Feel free to pause the video if you need a little more time to meditate on the 3 groups. And once you've selected the group of your choice, just click your timestamp and I'll catch you during your September predictions and horoscopes. Hello, symbol 1, and welcome to your September predictions and horoscopes. So we'll get straight into it. I hope that you're ready to just lean back, relax, and enjoy as I channel these divine messages for you. It is super late over here in Switzerland. It's like 11 p.m. and I absolutely love channeling messages during the nighttime because I just find everything is so much clearer, maybe because the outside world is very quiet and kind of calm. But anyways, you guys, TMI. I've got all of my decks laid out before me and my viewfinder is over here in case I look over. I just want to make sure everything is in focus. But now we'll get into it. We'll figure out precisely what's coming towards you during the month of September, because that's the whole point of my channel and my presence on here on YouTube, is to make sure that you're as prepared as you possibly can be and as confident as can be moving into the upcoming month. So first up, we've got the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So in the Ace of Pentacles reversed, you definitely are being called during the month of September to kind of slow your brakes when it comes to spending money. Okay, so be frugal, not too much shopping, you guys, especially no splurging on things that you know you don't really need. So there is probably a bigger plan ahead. We have yet to delve further into your reading and figure out clearly why you need to be a little cautious, a little frugal, and kind of also ponder why you feel the need to get certain things, because often we feel like we are constantly lacking something due to the media that's constantly presenting us with products that will apparently make our skin glow, that will make our hair really long, that will make our waist snatch, whatever the trend is that's going on at the moment. That can often just kind of cause us to feel like, oh, well, if I just get this, I'll be happy, or I need this, or everyone else is doing it. So try to steer clear of the temptation to give in to the peer pressure and what seems like the mainstream thing to do, because honestly, it is just kind of keeping everyone broke and unhappy, isn't it? I mean, up until today, I haven't met anyone who doesn't have any flaws, any insecurities because of products that they purchased. And this is something to definitely bear in mind when you feel like, maybe I do need this thing. Maybe I do want this item. So let's move further into your reading. Your guides are calling you out right at the beginning. If you've got that full wish list on ASOS, Revolve, Farfetch, whatever website it is that you shop on, I'm just saying something, AliExpress, whatever it is. Do know here that the month of September has way more to offer than you spending money. The Three of Cups shows us celebration and teamwork. Let's just zoom in on this magical, wonderful card, and it gives you a big old yes when it comes to celebrations, parties, going out, spending time with friends, family, and loved ones, and just overall, that good old human interaction. I know it's not always so easy to do this or to engage in it, especially if you're more of an introvert. Especially if you're an introvert mixed with an empath. Whew, you guys. That is definitely a combination that calls for more animal friends being around you and just a small friend circle of real trusted people. But do know that the month of September brings opportunities such as birthday parties and other gatherings like work get-togethers, and you are being called to attend these get-togethers. Don't be shy, symbol one. I know you think you're not the biggest party animal, and maybe you kind of spend most of your time at your home, but do know that going out every now and then can really remind you of how nice it can be to meet people, to have some small talk every now and then. It's a healthy thing for you to do. Next up, we've got the Magician reverse for you. Now, the Magician reverse shows us here that it is important that you don't waste your talents. So wasting your talents can happen if you become too much of a hermit and too enclosed in your own world. Now, for example, if you don't attend different work functions and after parties, you may miss out on a promotion because you seem as though you are not as social as you really can be every now and then. So go out of your way to put yourself out there and also to put your talents out there. The Magician reverse shows us that you have some talents within you that you're maybe a little too shy or just too afraid to show the world because you don't want to be judged. You're afraid maybe it's not good enough. And I just see it as when I published my very first tarot video on YouTube, I was so afraid. I thought, oh my God, everyone is going to think it's so silly, all like 80 people who watch my videos. So I definitely want you to know here, it's not that dramatic, and you may be sleeping on a whole life path of yours by just being too afraid to just putting your stuff out there, putting your talents out there, putting out there what you're good at. So don't illusion yourself into feeling like it's not good enough or it's not worthy of being seen or people will think it's silly. Honestly, like if anyone thinks it's silly, first of all, F them, okay? Symbol one. I know I don't usually speak like that in my readings, but honestly, like that is so not cool. And second of all, even if you're still in the process of learning and growing, real supporters and kind people will be like, you know what, it's cool that you put yourself out there in the first place. Like you really had the courage to do that. And just for that, you will be celebrated. But I mean, most of the time when you've got a gift, a talent, a creative kind of outlet that you've worked on for a while, it's already better than average. I can tell you that. There's nothing to fear when it comes to publishing the things that you have worked hard on, that you've put your heart and soul into. Love is a big aspect of the month of September for you. So love being here and coming towards you in one way or another during the month of September is leaving you feeling like a winner, like you are just the center of attention in the eyes of someone where it actually matters to you. So you're the type of individual, you don't need attention from everybody. It's okay if people don't notice you. Actually, you prefer that. You prefer to just have your peace, honestly, but they're just like a few people whose attention you want. So you're not desperate for everyone's attention. They're just few select people where you know it does give you a little ego boost when they look at you in a positive way. And I do see here within love that you're making the best possible impression romantically, but also in a platonic sense, because we did have the Three of Cups here, which is the suit of emotion. It corresponds to the element of water. And as we spoke about, this is a card of having a good time, of partying, of celebrating, socializing, joining in with other people. So do know here that just this upcoming month is going to be one of connecting, of loving in every single sense, because I feel as though a lot of times in society we put romantic love on such a pedestal, but honestly, just love with family and friendships can be so fulfilling that a lot of people these days, they would rather be alone and rather be single than join the club of being in a relationship and miserable or constantly worried, constantly overthinking. So there is definitely a reason why singledom is growing in popularity, and why in many instances it's better to nurture the relationships that actually nurture you back than try to fulfill an expectation by your community or the society around you that maybe right now you're just not ready to fulfill, or you just don't have the right person for it. Next up, we've got the message of empowered. So I do want you to know here within this empowering message, or empower as a word in general, that we just received here, you are empowered to express and enjoy love in whichever way that suits you. Again, not feeling or allowing pressure to creep in that there must be a certain type of romantic love, like a straight love or a love at this point in your lifetime because you need to settle down and get married and have the white picket fence and the kids. I mean, you get the story. So I do want you to know here within Empower that the more you just live how you want, and even if you do want that and that is your life, be empowered to just show everyone like, yeah, I am living this. Like, it may be the stereotype, but it is actually really for me. And I am feeling super empowered being in this position and being in this role. And I think that also when it comes to things such as empowerment or even feminism, it doesn't matter whether someone wants to stay at home, be domestic, go out there and be a boss. We are supposed to encourage each other and empower each other to be who we really feel like we are on the inside. Some of us are domestic goddesses and gods. Some of us are meant to slay in the office world, okay? So I think there has to be acceptance for all. And I just want you to know here that the month of September just gives you this attitude of, I really don't care what anyone has to say, as long as I am doing me. I am focused on everything that loves me back. Of course, things that you love, but that also love you back. And you're just feeling empowered every step along the way. Next up, we've got the Hermit for you. Now, the Hermit shows that to close off the month of September, you will go back into your little shell and into Hermit mode. While you will be attending a lot of get-togethers during the month of September, that will kind of tire out your social muscles, your nerve that you have to be around people, and then you're going to go back to your usual self and lifestyle. So don't worry, it is a very outgoing month. It is a month of a lot happening in a sense of social life and other people coming in and out, meeting new people. But it's just for a short time. It may feel a little exhausting towards the end of September, but it's all for a good cause. It's all teaching you how to maneuver these situations, how to connect with people more effortlessly, and you can always go back to your introverted ways as soon as you have attended those important get-togethers that will also help you climb the ladders professionally and just make the necessary connections in this professional network in order for you to be able to excel and know exactly who to call when you've got an issue or when there's a big upcoming step when it comes to your career that you'd like to take, and a little helping hand from someone that you know wouldn't hurt at all. So symbol 1, This is the first part of your reading that I've received for you, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. For some reason, I'm out of breath. This reading was intense, but now we'll get into the even more detailed and intricate part of your prediction, which is based on your zodiac sign. So that would be your horoscope. Now, in order to receive that, just scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and you'll be fast forwarded to your zodiac signs portion of this reading, where we will get even more deeply into what's coming towards you during the month of September. Everything else that you may need for the upcoming month of September is linked below, including also my Patreon with patron-only content that is constantly being populated in that library. So if you want more kind of uncensored readings, maybe even spells, things like that that are coming up, make sure that you join my Patreon. So symbol 1, thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you at the click of your zodiac signs timestamp. Hello, all of my beautiful friends of symbol 2, and welcome to the first part of your September 2023 predictions and horoscopes. So I'm very excited to get into your reading because I can already feel that there are going to be some very interesting revelations coming towards you for the month of September. How this works is that I will be shuffling and laying the cards intuitively. So I've got all my decks right in front of me and my viewfinder over here. In case I look over, you know why, group number 2. I just want to make sure everything is in focus. So I'll get into it with my Dark Heart Tarot deck, which you guys have been absolutely loving. It's my latest tarot deck publication, and I still do have a few in store, and obviously our guides want to speak, so let me just pick up these cards, shall we? Okay, so we had 3 cards that popped right out of the pile. So we had the Magician, the Page of Crystals, and the Queen of Blades. Let's go through each one of these 3 cards, just card by card. We'll start off with the Magician. I want you to know here, symbol 2, within the Magician, that the month of September definitely brings a lot of fun, a lot of movement, and just overall being able to show that you're a jack of all trades, that you're someone who has a lot of different talents and a lot of different things that they can do, that they're good at, that they can just spontaneously improvise. So whether it is, for example, creating an email campaign, something very graphic designy, whether it's some very simple music that you're able to create, or even just overall a strategy for a business, I just want you to know here within the Magician that you're going to show all of these aspects within you that are creative, that are problem solving, and the people around you are going to think like, wow, this person really knows what they're doing, and this person would be great to either promote, to have on my team, or to be with, romantically speaking. Like the confidence and the ability and want and need to do something with what has been given to you talent-wise, it is just one of those things that indescribably make you a very attractive. Next up here within the Queen of Blades, I want you to know that September also brings honesty. So in midst of you just kind of killing it, if you will, and being the center of attention in many different ways, work functions and family get-togethers, the Queen of Blades just also shows a sharp tongue. So if someone is being kind of rude or mean to you, you're going to put them in their place pretty quickly. You're going to correct them pretty immediately, symbol 2, and you're not going to be afraid to hurt someone's feelings because they were not afraid to hurt yours. So yeah, the month of September is a month where I would just kind of not test you, symbol 2. If I can just give a little tip of advice to anyone watching this thinking to also test another symbol 2, it's not a good idea. I do see here within the Page of Crystals that When it comes to creativity and just starting new ventures, the month of September is a great month to start something that will prosper. Think a blog, a YouTube channel, a Instagram page in the sense of like a professional one. So I definitely want you to know that with words, your communication is on point in September. So if you also have like essays to write, important emails, the month of September, you are like slaying all September long. And really, like, nobody has even close to the type of fire that you're demonstrating for the month of September. So you will take big leaps forward. You will have some pretty big changes coming towards you in the sense of how people see and respect you, and just overall that they can tell you are not an impolite person, you're not a rude individual at all, but you will also not be tested. You will also not have someone kind of, you know, play games unnecessarily. The same goes romantically speaking. There will be no gaslighting. There will be no bare minimum behavior around you without you calling it out. And when you do so, they will either get mad or leave the premises. So next up within Every Step Counts, to you, the month of September is just about teaching people how to love and treat you. So why the month of September is so important for you, group number 2, and we also have master number 22 here, so you really know this reading is for you and you intuitively picked the right group. If you also always felt drawn to this master number 22, if 2 is a number that resonates with you, angel number 222, if you've kept seeing this, understand here within Every Step Counts that every little encounter where you show that you're strong, that you can stand up for yourself, and that you've got standards, it is another way for you to show people how to treat you, what you will accept and what you will not accept. And especially for any kind of romantic relationship, this is extremely, extremely important. Next up, within gentleness, the month of September brings someone who's super gentle to you, who is treating you like you are the prize, like you're the center of attention, and like, honestly, like you're a little baby, like you're a little baby puppy that just needs to be pet and taken care of. A little princess, a little prince, you get the vibe. Gentleness definitely shows us here that the soft life is the result of your outspokenness and your unwillingness to take people's BS, because you are showing right from the start that you don't have anything to lose. You can walk away if you're not being treated accordingly, if you're not being met at the level that you deserve. It just immediately creates a huge shift in people's minds and also in their actions. So good on you, group number 2, for demanding the kind of treatment that you're comfortable with right from the start. And I also see here within tenderness that there is so much softness around you. You may think that that behavior or that kind of tactic would harden your life, but actually it creates more tenderness and trust, especially also from children, from those younger than you, because they can see that you're someone who has core values, who will stand up for those values, and who doesn't allow for others to kind of just play with their emotions, to play with them. And that instills a lot of belief and trust about you in other people. So symbol 2, this is the first part of your prediction that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. What I wanted to say is I hope that you enjoyed being like up close and personal, channeling these messages together, but now things will get even more accurate as we tune into your zodiac signs portion of this reading. So simply scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and I will catch you during the second part of your September horoscope. Hello, symbol 3, and welcome to the first part of your September predictions and horoscopes, which is based on the symbol that you chose during the intro of this video. What is up, group number 3? So I've got my decks laid out right before me, and my viewfinder is over here. In case I look over, you know why. I want to make sure everything is in focus. But overall, the vibe of the first part of your September reading is going to be very laid back and just us channeling messages together, seeing what's up for the month of September with spirit, with our guides, and just preparing ourselves for the upcoming calendar month. By the way, you guys, it is super late over here. It's like 11 p.m. here in Switzerland. I just sincerely love doing readings late at night because I feel like so much more connected. I feel more of a sense of calm, maybe also because it is calm everywhere, and just messages and readings come through way more clearly. So I'm excited to see what's coming towards you during the month of September. First up, we've got the King of Pentacles, which shows amazing success when it comes to business. Okay, the King of Pentacles is all about being great at what you do professionally, being a boss, being the center of attention when it comes to meetings, in the sense of people really listening to what you have to say and feeling like you are the competent person to be a leader. So the King of Pentacles also shows here that you know what you're doing in September professionally, or when it comes to your education, all you need to do is execute. This card also shows us that what might be coming towards you is an earth sign who is older than you, who will teach you valuable lessons when it comes to business, almost like a fatherly figure that you can look up to. This is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus person. They are the type of individual who has done a lot of deals within their lifetime and is more than happy to share their wisdom and knowledge with someone who is just at the start or more in the beginning stages of their journey. So this is going to be a month full of learning, full of gaining confidence and wisdom about your professional life and career that lays ahead. So let's see what we've got next for you, group number 3 or symbol 3, however you'd like to refer to this group. So we've got the 5 of Blades in reversed. Agony, anxiety is going to be lifted because of this, because things are looking up. You're no more stuck in this feeling of being in competition with everybody around you. Also here within the 5 of Blades reversed, being in a romantic relationship, you should feel the way the King of Pentacles would make you feel. Like you're the center of attention, like there's no one even close to you out there, and like there's nothing to ever be worried about or to ever overthink. The 5 of Blades reversed makes it very clear that the type of person that is in their divine masculine, as this is the King of Pentacles, that is the only time you can actually really relax and live a soft life, live a life without feeling like you're constantly in competition, constantly need to kind of do everything. That is when you can let your guard down and really just be soft and also in divine feminine energy. And it doesn't matter whether you identify as male or female, it doesn't matter who you identify as. We all have both masculine as well as feminine energies, and being able to be in your divine feminine, group number 3, it's a feeling like no other, just being held, feeling protected, feeling like you've got this, and like you've got a real support system of someone who isn't straying, who isn't looking lustfully at other people. It is just a whole different vibe and type of relationship that you deserve, group number 3. Next up, we have the 5 of Cups. So despite us moving forward from some mental anxieties that you had, the 5 of Cups does show that there's some sort of grief that we need to look at here for the month of September for you. And where this grief is coming from, I'm just going to pull another card for you. I'll just do it with one hand. Okay, let's see what we get here. The Page of Cups. Okay, there is some water sign energy, someone who was naive, who didn't know what they were doing, and you're kind of feeling very bad for them about the outcome. This is most likely someone who had their heart broken, and like a close friend, a family member, an acquaintance, just someone who's near and dear to your heart and you hate to see them this way. Symbol 3. I definitely see here in the Page of Cups as well as the Five of Cups that there will be some consoling, some tears, some plans on, vengeance, but then you'll kind of put those plans away pretty quickly because you're just not those kind of people. But you know how it goes when you're going through a tough time emotionally speaking and you're just there to support another person. The Page of Cups shows that this person is definitely younger than you emotionally speaking, okay? They're a lot more naive. They didn't know what could go wrong in their lives, and you are there to kind of pick the pieces up a little bit, symbol 3. And please, I hope you can appreciate the honesty, because you may just always be the glue that holds everyone together, the pick-me-up whenever people are down. But, everyone needs that mom friend, and that's you, symbol 3. So if you've always felt like you are the mom friend, like you are that person that miraculously is still standing, that miraculously still has enough sanity to deal with other people's things, this reading is for you, symbol 3, and thank you, okay, because we all have a symbol 3 in our lives that we're so grateful for. So next up, we've got respite. You're going to be taking lots of naps during the month of September because, man, September is just coming with some changes in the weather, with some changes in your body, your cycle, and taking naps is important for your body to be able to have a break, to regulate, to not feel as though everything is way too overwhelming for you. Because in respite, it's important for you to know here, like, take these naps and don't let anyone shame you, okay? Look at how in the respite card, this individual is like taking the nap and they have no shame. They are actually smiling. They look so relaxed. They look like it is their birthright to take this nap, to respite, to give their body time to recharge. And symbol 3, it is your birthright, in case you didn't know, okay? These naps are your birthright. If you need them, take them. Don't let nap shamers ever make you feel as though there's something wrong with your naps, because there's nothing wrong with them. And it does not indicate that you're lazy or anything like that. It actually just shows that you know when to take a break, so you can be effective again once you've taken that break, okay? Once you've taken a little step back. Next up, within sensuality, things will get spicy during the month of September. There's no denying that. Sensuality shows that no matter what your body may look like, what it may represent in this weird society that we live in that just shames certain people but doesn't shame others, and wants body positivity but then just never lets anyone live. Know here within sensuality that, like, it doesn't matter what shape, what size, what weight. You are just having a good old time, sensually speaking, okay? No one can tell you anything, basically. You know what you want when it comes to your pleasure. And I do want you to know here within sensuality that you're taking it. And being confident in your sensuality, I would say that's one of the most attractive things. And therefore, just know your private life is going to be steamy here during the month of September. And that is also going to kind of give you a much needed break whenever you have some intimate moments with, your special someone, symbol 3, and you're trying out some things that make you feel very sensual in your body. So you probably already have some ideas about what that may be, what that could look like. Symbol 3, we're not going to get into too much detail, but let's just say September is looking like a very, very calming month for you. In consistency, I also see here that everybody will come through for you in September with consistency. If you've been wondering about a situationship, if you've been wondering about a friend or just even a kind of source of income, know that September will stabilize the consistency. So the consistency being there so you know where you stand. And it's important to have consistency just for our own peace of mind. So seeing you receiving this during the month of September, symbol 3, is a very amazing kind of foreshadowing. But if you look a little more closely here within consistency, we also have like this night and day scenario. And that is a consistent reoccurrence within life as a human being, right? that it's day and it's night, that we have seasons, that we have months, that the sun always rises and nighttime always comes, it always falls. So do know here within consistency that even when things seem really wild within your life, this is actually a message for you to look at the many ways in which there are consistencies and there are patterns where you can find kind of solid ground and you can find a place to anchor into when everything else seems out of whack, inconsistent, and like there's nothing you can count on. Know that often it is also depending on your viewpoint, depending on your perspective. So symbol 3, this is the first part to your reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and already found it insightful, but we'll add on to this first part of your reading with your zodiac signs horoscope. So make sure that you scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and I'll catch you during the second, even more intricate part of your September readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your September predictions, where we speak about all things Aries. I hope that you enjoyed picking the first part through selecting one of the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things my first and favorite fire sign. You're the first sign of the zodiac and also known to be very enthusiastic, a little temperamental and fiery at times, but mostly a very energetic and pioneering sign. So let's see what your guides have to say. We first and foremost have what is this? We've got the 9 of Wands, but we've got the 9 of Wands in reverse. So I can definitely see here that when it comes to the month of September, you will be the last one standing. Your stubbornness, the fact that you don't want to give in to injustice, is actually going to lead to your success, my gorgeous Aries babies. And I would like you to know here that one message that I'm getting is to stand your ground, to not let others intimidate you or make you feel as though your wants and needs are too much or are over the top, because I'm definitely sensing that that has frequently been a tactic in order to get you to compromise wrongfully and in order to get you to kind of like step down and also put your guard down and accept other people's non-negotiables. Meanwhile, yours were overlooked. But in September, that is not happening and not working out that way anymore, as I can see in the Emperor reverse, that someone who was misusing their power for a long time around you is going to end up being powerless. This could be, for example, a situation in which a boss, some sort of figure of authority, a boss could also be a teacher or a parent, because at least for a specific time of your life, they are like quote unquote your boss, right? But also quite literally at the workplace, a boss, someone who doesn't have discipline themselves, but expects discipline from everyone else. Someone who uses their power in order to intimidate others or make them feel bad or get them to disregard their boundaries. I definitely see here that that is just overall not something you're tolerating anymore during the month of September, and it's ending, okay? That kind of connection, that kind of soul tie that isn't healthy for you is finally dissolving. I see here within the High Priestess upright for you that we've got a clear yes to your empowerment, to your growth. You are using your inner knowing to stand your ground and also to know when the right time to stand your ground is. For example, I had a situation with a teacher who would always give me really bad grades because they just didn't like me, and it's ended up being a very personal issue. First I thought I was doing something wrong. I looked for the mistake with myself, but then I realized no matter what I did, they just didn't like me. They would call me out in front of the entire class to ridicule me, to put me down. And then I realized, wow, I just had this inner knowing that I just need to make it through another year, just pretending to take it, to take the beatings, to take the put downs. But then when it came to the graduation, I didn't even shake the person's hand. I didn't even like acknowledge their existence, because I knew the right moment to empower myself, the right moment to refuse to compromise, to refuse to give in to their bad behavior and just turn the other cheek, was once I had my graduation, was once I knew I did not depend on them anymore for something as important as passing in order to get my education, right? So there is a right moment to do that. For you, the month of September is that time to step up and remove yourself from a situation in which you're being treated with injustice in a way that is just not going to be tolerated anymore moving further along and down the line for you. So in Becoming Nobody, which is actually a card that I created inspired by the movie Becoming Nobody by Ram Dass. And I want you to know that September is a month of new beginnings and rewriting your script and reconfiguring how others see you, because you have the courage to step up for yourself, to show your boundaries, and because it's the right moment for you to enforce your own wants and needs. That is just giving like other people this almost little bit of fear, because they're like, oh my God, what happened to this Aries? They're standing up for themselves in a way that they never have in the past. What is going on? So there will be a little bit of fearfulness with the people who could benefit from you being a doormat. They're going to be fearful. All of the real ones, all of the healthy connections in your life, they're going to love that you're standing up for yourself. And I also want you to know here within On Fire, notice how we have master number 44. Now, the number 4 is a number of stability. It is a number of seasonality, and it is a number of completion, okay, of having a solid foundation. So this is going to be your new solid foundation, your new integrity, the new kind of definition of what you define as right and wrong. For you, what is right is for you to stand up for your beliefs, is for you to stand up for your pride at times as well. Not in a way that is over the top or that is letting the ego take over, but in a way where you're just demanding mutual respect and care. I see here within loyalty that the month of September will test some connections. You'll see who stays and who goes. Of course, those who stay are real ones, are loyal ones, and those who you confront, and when you start to put your needs first and you start to kind of set boundaries, those who walk out in that situation, you know that that was never meant to be in your life anyways, and there's nothing to be sad about, because actually you just avoided a connection that isn't going to do something for you anyways, a connection that lacks respect, because anyone who respects you is also going to respect your boundaries, and they're going to do so happily. Next up, within divinity, there is a deeper connection to source as well as to spirit for the month of September. Divinity shows that there is growth happening when it comes to this. You can also see that we've got some wings here within divinity. So we can actually look into the symbolism of wings. Why not? I've got my book of symbols right here. So let's see in the index what we can find about wings. Okay, we've got S, W should be somewhere here, wind, window, wings symbolism. Okay, also winged being. I guess let's do wings symbolism, because with winged beings, we've got the dragon. So we'll do wings, page 240. Let's see what our guides have to say, and also what this book has to say. Okay, 240 is here. In our desire for boundless freedom, we identify ourselves with the flight of birds. In our imagination, we transcend the ordinary world by leaving the earth and the weight of the body. Wings lift us. Hope is a thing with feathers, says Emily Dickinson. Plato declared, the function of the wing is to take what is heavy and raise it up into the region above where the gods dwell. Okay. The most important of all creatures are the winged. the wingeds, excuse me, all my Aries babies, for they are nearest to the heavens. With wings, we can look at things from both the perspective of earth and heaven at the same time. Intuition and inspiration seem to arrive unexpectedly on wings out of thin air as the first sign of any creative act. Okay, last but not least, all kinds of winged beings, this is so interesting, all kinds of winged beings connect us with the world beyond. The white dove of the Holy Spirit and Aphrodite, the black crow and raven, the angel, equally half bird, half human, daemon and duende as the voices of destiny, Mercury, the winged spirit of alchemy, the ancient shamans who flew to other worlds on their magical wings, and imagination itself is winged. They return each with their unique message. Wow. Okay, this was very insightful, my gorgeous Aries babies. I hope you learned as much as I did. We also had a little message about winged beings in there and how they allow us to return back to where we're supposed to be, and how they bring the kind of insight that we need in any given moment. So know that divinity, spirituality, and this winged vibe is going to give you all of the missing information you were craving during the month of September. So if you're waiting to know about an outcome of, for example, what's happening next with your job, with a legal case, maybe an exam, know here that the answer will come to you before you actually have received the paper. You'll just already know in your gut. Next up, we've got harmony, and again, more wings, more of a kind of indication of freedom and seeing things from a different perspective. As the wings, like we spoke about with the symbolism book, convey this message of seeing from another perspective, because with wings you can fly high and of course see things from a viewpoint that you can't from ground. And that's what we've got here in harmony. The more you can see things from different perspectives, the more harmony is created in your life, because actually even dealing with other human beings, what often causes friction is when we simply just don't understand the other person's viewpoint. But once you've overcome that very big and very real hurdle and you can kind of see everyone's point, then you start to really be able to interconnect and create harmony in all of your relationships. Next up, we have the Five of Pentacles. So know that September is going to be a month where it's best for you to save your coins, my beautiful Aries babies, because one thing about the Five of Pentacles is that this is symbolic of financial loss or recession. Quite literally, there may be a recession going on, which is telling you to now be very smart in order to not fall into some sort of cycle of poverty, or in the end having to lend money from somebody. I would like you to know here, my gorgeous Aries babies, that this is just a little piece of information from Spirit to protect you. It is not something you should be worried about, but actually be happy for the fact that we've got this space on the internet where we can be transparent with one another, and where also we can talk about these difficult things and what best to do in these situations. Yes, it's all about foresight, as you can see here within the Three of Wands. That's precisely what I create these readings for, and why we're connecting here on this channel. It is about already forward planning, making sure that we're future proofing ourselves. That creates a lot of self-confidence and a happy existence, because you'll be happy with your choices and you'll know why you made certain choices too, which adds to your self-confidence and self-belief. So we also have actually the symbol of Aries here, as well as the symbol of the sun, of the heavenly body of the sun. So do know here that this is the perfect closing message for your September prediction, that planning ahead is something to look forward to, as it will make your life easier in the future, and it will make for a future that you can calmly and excitedly walk into and participate in. So my gorgeous Aries babies, this is your September prediction that I've received for you. I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to check out my Patreon. It's linked in the description box, as well as all of my crystal beautiful jewelry. It all ships straight from Switzerland, from my warehouse here. And overall, I'm just so happy to connect with you guys on any platform and in any way. So know that I'm sending you so much love, limitless hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous Taurus babies, and welcome to your September 2023 horoscopes. I hope that you enjoyed picking from the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you at the start of this video, and I hope that part 1 of your September prediction was insightful. But now we will talk all things Taurus baby, shall we? So let's get into your horoscope because I can't wait to figure out precisely what is coming towards you. Just lean back, relax, and enjoy this self-care moment for you, my beautiful Taurus babies. So first up, we've got the Empress in reverse, as well as the 8 of Swords in reverse as well. So I would like you to know here within the Empress reverse that there is going to be no such thing as fertility, as for example pregnancy, during the month of September, because one thing that's happening here is that there are other areas of life that need more attention. So I want you to know here that with the 8 of Swords reversed, we've got a sense of escape, freedom, and release, so not being tied down. And the last thing you would need in that situation is either pregnancy, some sort of responsibility that involves another person, including stepping straight into a next romantic relationship. That is a no for you, my gorgeous Taurus babies, because the month of September is a month of solutions, options, relief, taking back control and taking care of you, putting yourself first, not taking care of another person's needs or taking others into consideration. It's healthy and necessary to be able to do that, but September is just not the month in which that is your main focal point, and that is completely fine. I see here that instead, within the 8 of Pentacles, you are patiently working on the crafts and the projects that make you feel excited. Okay, so I want you to know that what comes is self-employment. September brings the self-confidence for you to think, you know what, I can turn my passion into an extra stream for me to just have more stability. Also, building a business, building an existing one, building a new one. I want you to know here that hard work and commitment is the main thing you're focused on for the month of September, hence why you are not hopping into the next commitment, the next relationship, or worried about someone else's things, dramas, and responsibilities. You've got enough of your own. Here within the 10 of Swords, I want you to know that actually allows you to escape ruin. So if you thought that you were close to a burnout, just focusing on yourself is going to allow you to pull yourself together, to learn from past hardships, and not end up with what would be the 10 of Swords upright, which is betrayal, which is failure, exhaustion, rock bottom. So you're able to avoid this successfully during the month of September because you are going inwards, listening to what you really need from the inside out, and then honoring that, which is something that you should be so proud of, my beautiful Taurus baby. Let's see what else that our guides have to say about the upcoming month for you. We've got sincerity. So honesty is the best policy, and I want you to know that even if someone expresses interest in you, you will just sincerely shoot them down and say, hey, right now I need to focus on myself. Right now I don't really have time for that kind of commitment. Like if you just know that you will be second to my work and my passions, cool, you can hang around. But if you kind of want my full commitment, that's not going to happen. That is what we've got here within sincerity. You know what it's like to have your heart played with or even broken, and you're not going to do the same to someone else. Even if you do have the power to do so, you would rather just be honest and forthcoming about what your intentions are. And I see that actually makes you wildly loved and adored with everyone who comes in contact with you, because people appreciate the honesty and knowing where they stand over you just saying something that in the end you can't keep up with, or in the end you're not able to really honor and show that you mean it. People love the sincerity that you bring to the table. It's like a breath of fresh air in this day and age, and that makes you so loved and trusted by everyone because they know that you've got the strength to speak up, to tell the truth, even if that means that you might hurt someone else's feelings. It's better to be hurt by the truth than comforted by a lie for a long time and then find out the real truth later on. But one thing about the Strength card too is just the fact that it represents patience and compassion as well. So the month of September definitely brings you a very patient, very kind demeanor that just shows that you were raised well, my gorgeous Taurus babies. You were raised to be somebody who has patience with others, who gives them time to grow, and also gives second chances where with some very real discernment and judgment it makes sense. Of course, it doesn't always make sense to give everybody a second chance or to give unlimited chances. That's anyway something that we're not about here on this channel, but within judgment and the number 20, you know intuitively when it makes sense to give someone another chance, when it makes sense, and you've got this inner calling to just give something another try. And the same also goes for having patience with growing your skills, because you know precisely what you're capable of, but you also know that in many ways you also haven't pushed yourself as far as you maybe could or still need to in this lifetime. Like, there are many times I've been on hikes and runs and I thought, this is it, I can't anymore, I'm so tired, but I still was able to get some extra steps, some extra kilometers or miles in that I never thought possible. So that's the kind of patience and judgment that you're developing, pushing yourself in a way that you didn't know was possible, but in the end it gives you a feeling of contentment and pride. Now, the star shows that the month of September does bring a lot of hope on the horizon for you. The star shows that situations that seemed bleak and like there was no way out, they're going to open up in a way that you can actually see that the future is brighter than you expected. And the thing with us human beings is that what we think is in store for us is often so much less than what the universe or God actually has planned for our lives. And you're seeing that during the month of September by having a lot of opportunities all of a sudden landing in your email inbox, landing in your DMs, where you are also able to make extra bucks that you did not expect to come towards you, okay? That you just kind of thought was reserved for either people who were more established, that you thought are just kind of dreamlike scenarios, but you're getting all of these bookings and these jobs in September that make you feel abundant and make you feel great because you can take more care of the people and things that matter most to you, like family, pets, friends, and of course yourself too. So my beautiful Taurus babies, this is the September prediction that I've got prepared for you and that I received for you. I hope that you found it insightful. Ooh, let's just put that card back up there. I hope that you found it insightful and that you found the space to be healing and calming. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. And furthermore, don't forget to subscribe to my channel right now, okay? Don't wait it out, because that way you will never miss another monthly reading. And check out the description box in order to figure out the most important astrological events during the month of September, such as when the full moon and the new moon is taking place and what that means for you. So my beautiful Taurus babies, thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to your September 2023 horoscopes. I hope that you enjoyed picking the first part of your reading during the intro of this video, where I introduced you to the 3 symbols. But now let's talk all things Gemini for the month of September to see precisely what is coming towards you, shall we? Okay, so we've got the Chariot, as well as the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So I do see here that things are moving very quickly. This will be a victorious month for my beautiful Geminis. The number 7 is of importance and a lucky number for you. And we also have just you being determined, having willpower, self-discipline, and putting hard work and focus into your goals and aspirations. One thing that you need to look out for here within the Queen of Pentacles reverse is someone who's giving you kind of the evil eye, okay? I mean a frenemy, someone who's a little mean-spirited, a little shallow and jealous, and who is overly ambitious, but they don't want to put the work forth. You know, someone who has like huge dreams and they constantly say they want to do this, this, and this, but they don't actually put in as much of like the quiet, dedicated work as you put into. And then they get kind of mad when you get the rewards or you see the benefits and they don't. And they really have the audacity and the nerve to ask themselves why, and to even question why it was you and not them. That's what I see here in the Queen of Pentacles reverse that you should look out for. Because there are definitely some frenemy kind of vibes here. Some people that are going to be a little jealous about your success during the month of September because everything is going precisely as you want it to. I also see here in the Hierophant that the person who is going to be a little bit on this like side of, you know, giving backhanded compliments and stuff, they are someone who is super traditional, or at least they always make themselves out to be very traditional, and they don't understand challenging tradition or having an unconventional lifestyle or unconventional relationships. So this is a little bit of a narrow-minded person that is going to be looking at your success and your victory and you overcoming obstacles and kind of like wish that they had that too, but not understand that it took a lot of hard work and effort for you to get there. So we'll move into a little bit more territories of lighthearted topics, but my gorgeous Geminis, I really hope that you can appreciate Spirit Guide and myself for warning you about this and making sure that you already know what's coming towards you during the month of September and all your successes. So on the other hand, we will have someone who is very curious about how you did it, who's going to want to hear everything about how you accomplish these things. We also have here within the Page of Swords, Gemini energy and Sun energy. So Gemini and Sun energy is warm, witty, talkative. You'll be sharing your success story with others who truly want to learn and who really celebrate all of your victories. I also want you to know here that the month of September, it could represent you in the Page of Swords too, and you kind of thinking before you speak more often. In the past, you were a little more impulsive, but the wiser and older you get, the more that you see that it can make a lot of sense to just like wait it out before you say too much or before you give your opinion in a situation, especially if you've ever been pushed to protect someone or give an opinion about a situation and then you realize like, ooh, I should have waited out all the information in order to now not kind of feel like I supported the wrong side. Okay, so there's definitely a very slow sense to you before you make a real decision that's set in stone. We've also got divinity and loyalty. You are loyal to your beliefs and to the way that you want to live your life. I also see here within loyalty and divinity that a big part of September is understanding others who are loyal to their beliefs, not judging them for it, but also kind of expecting the same in return. So you're not going to be okay with someone like judging you harshly for your beliefs, and maybe you're a very free-spirited type of person who simply doesn't want to judge others, who simply just doesn't find any pleasure in kind of having preconceived notions, and you're not going to accept others placing their opinions and their very traditional ways of thinking on you. If they would like to live that, that's fine, but it's not something you're going to do. I see here within the Nine of Crystals that you are literally walking away pretty unscathed, or as unscathed as possible, from a potential burnout here in September. So because things are finally moving forward, Yes, you have some little aches, ailments, you're probably very exhausted and just need rest, but it's not like a full-blown burnout. You're just able to save yourself from any kind of serious health implications and ailments because you're also distancing yourself from people who make you overthink or feel low, because that can honestly cause illness too. You would rather be by yourself. That's what I see here in the Hermit. Like, rather than being in relationships or having friends that just make you kind of question your own worth, your sanity, or when you should be celebrating, you're actually worried about some sort of drama that they've created because they can never just let you shine. You would rather just be by yourself and hold your shine up and see it and enjoy it than, you know, be in a situation where you feel like every time your fire is turned on, it needs to be dimmed down by someone. Okay, that is just not how we're living our lives, especially not in September for my gorgeous Geminis. And you also find that when you're by yourself, you've got the best ideas. You are more of a night owl, especially during the month of September. You will find that that is the best time for you to create. And the Three of Blades also shows that you create best under pressure, stress, and even heartbreak and pain. So as difficult as it is to see the Three of Blades, I know it looks a little scary. Do know here that this just shows that the more you're by yourself and alone, the deeper your self-reflection practices are, and the more you can actually use pain, suffering, as well as anger for good and to turn it into something positive. Now, here within the Four of Pentacles, know that the month of September will also allow you great control over your time, your schedule, and your finances, because you don't feel the need to people please and to kind of be pressured into social situations you don't want to be in. That's one thing that I see in the Four of Pentacles for you. So September brings more freedom, more autonomy, and more of you celebrating your wins, your successes, and just gunning for the next ones, really. So my beautiful Gemini babies, this is the reading that I've received for you. Leave a little Gemini symbol below in the comment section to let me and others know that you represent the Gemini fam and that you are here, you're a real one, and you watched the second part of your prediction. I'd like to thank you for sharing this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful fellow Cancerians, and welcome to your September predictions. By the way, if you would like to tune into a September love life reading where I talk about love during the month of September specifically, the link is in the description box. I have already published that video on my channel. Feel free to watch that right after you receive your monthly horoscope. So I'm going to get into your reading where we speak all things Cancerian, baby, about the upcoming month of your life. First up, we've got the Two of Swords. So here within the Two of Swords, know that the month of September brings you kind of like being at a crossroads and having to make difficult decisions. And it's like your sight is not as clear as it usually is, so you have to rely on intuition. What I mean by that is that the answer won't be presented to you on a silver platter, but you will have to make a decision based on your gut feeling, also known as your intuition. You know, that little sensation you get when your rational mind is telling you one thing, but your heart is leading you in another direction, and you have to choose between the two. It's like facing a fear, being torn between two relationships, having divided loyalties, and needing to decide what is best. I can see here within the Six of Cups that you have to let go of the past and focus on the future. So you're going to make decisions in a way more mature, well thought out, less impulsive way during the month of September. We're not yet in December, September, especially because you are in a space where you know you've just got to grow up and make decisions based on what is right. Not always how, for example, your parents or those around you would make decisions. First of all, they've got to sit right with you because you're the one who has to live with the consequences. And that's where you also want to be careful with whom you take advice from in your decision making, because if they don't need to live with the consequences, then they shouldn't necessarily have a say in what happens in your life. I see here when we've got the Ace of Cups upright, you have some new beginnings coming towards you once the most important decisions are out of the way during the month of September. And the decisions that you have to make also have to do with leaving a home and potentially relocating or moving. Also making decisions about what happens with your education or job. Big decisions that are life-changing and that are pretty defining of your future. Once you've got those decisions out of the way and you've made those intuitively, the Ace of Cups shows a new beginning, new relationships, and this is also an indication of new romance in your life. You can see here that we've also got the symbol of Cancer, and this shows that if you were wondering whether this reading is really for you, your spirits and guides are confirming this. You are meant to experience love, happiness, and joy during the month of September. And watch out, because it is also a month of fertility, of pregnancy, and conception. Conception of new ideas is always good when fertility is not exactly something that gets you excited. So don't worry, but of course, always be on the side of taking necessary precautions, if you know what I mean. Next up, we've got vulnerability, which is actually your superpower. As a fellow Cancerian, you know what it's like to be vulnerable, to be emotional, to put your feelings out there, because that's just what we do, my beautiful crab babies. We are just the mom friends in the group, the protectors, the ones who say how we feel, who go through a lot of emotional ups and downs and often even traumas, which is why it's important to have some consistency in your life. September brings, of course, the normal consistencies like we've got here, day and night. One consistency you can look at when everything seems to be going wild in your life is that the sun will always rise and the dark always comes as well. But that is not the only kind of consistency that you necessarily will have in your life. You can create stable routines for yourself, like waking up and meditating or journaling or working with tarot cards. These are things that I love to do first thing in the morning before I even check my phone, so I can locate how I'm feeling and also direct my energy and my drive into the direction that I want, rather than allowing for social media or whatever is on my phone to already dictate what my day is going to be like. Here within trust, I want you to know that trust is something that needs to come from all parties involved. And the month of September is definitely a month in which you're maybe questioning the truthfulness of another person. And you've made yourself vulnerable, you trust, so then it's just a time to wait and see what happens. And why I'm saying that vulnerability is your superpower is because making yourself vulnerable early on in relationships and friendships means that very early on, you will get people to reveal their true intentions and you will see whether they're trustworthy or not. Because one thing about human nature is that when someone is weak and vulnerable, some people are literally like animals in the wild, carnivores, okay, who will take advantage of that. Where there are other people who are herbivores who will live in coherence and harmony and take that vulnerability as a strength and as a little warning sign where they know, okay, I'm not going to hit this button. I'm not going to trigger this kind of traumatic part of you because I appreciate the vulnerability that you showed me. I respect it and I want to honor it. But one thing here in the Nine of Blades that we just need to point out is that, of course, it does come with a little bit of risk. And I see that you tend to overthink a lot once you've made yourself vulnerable. Between the time that you've opened yourself up and the time that you know for sure whether you made the quote unquote right decision or not, it can be agony. It can be a lot of overthinking. But know that vulnerability is 99% of the cases always the right choice, because if you've needed an answer about who someone truly is, make yourself vulnerable and allow them to reveal their true colors. Next up, we've got the Eight of Crystals for you. Now, my beautiful Cancer babies, the Eight of Crystals shows that by the end of September, everything will move rapidly, quickly, in one concise direction. I also want you to know that the Eight of Crystals shows that the more consistent you are in your actions, the quicker the growth would be. Like if you, for example, run a business, the more consistent you are in creating social media posts, the more you will find that sales and interactions rapidly come in through these different avenues that you're consistent in. So that's, of course, just one example. Consistency also goes with, for example, healthy eating. The longer you do it, the quicker you will see the results, because they just start to like exponentially roll in, where at the beginning you may find that, oh, it's going slower than I wanted. Or if you're inconsistent, it's like you're staying in the same spot because, yeah, you're being healthy for a little bit, but then you're being unhealthy. And it's just like kind of always evening one another out, if that makes sense. So you really need consistency to drive a point home and to create lasting change in any area of your existence. So my gorgeous fellow Cancerians, this is the reading that I've received for you for September. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to leave a crab emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're a beautiful little crab baby and that you were here. I would like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me. Check out the description box in order to figure out the most important celestial events, like when the new moon and the full moon is during the month of September. And of course, that September love prediction that I promised you is linked below too. So I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous Leo babies, and welcome to your September 2023 horoscopes. I hope that you enjoyed picking part one of your prediction during the intro of this video, where I introduced you to the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you. But now let's talk all things Leo, shall we? Your sign is ruled by the sun, and you are said to be a very fun-loving as well as generous sign of the zodiac. And let's be real, Leos don't get enough credit for how big of a heart you guys have. Everyone always says you're dramatic and that you're kind of showy, but honestly, some of my favorite people are Leos, and I've said this before and I stand by it. I want you to know here within the Hermit that the extroverted part of you during the month of September is going to be withdrawn, and you will be spending time with some soul searching, with some self-reflection, introspection, and just being by yourself, reading books and learning about different topics that have always caught your mind and caught your attention. I want you to know here with the Hermit, we also have the number 9, which is a number that shows that you're close to a breakthrough and close to a little aha moment of spiritual enlightenment. So definitely understand that September will be a very therapeutic month for you of growth and learning. Next up, we've got the Hanged Man. So in the Hanged Man, I can see that you're not meant to do too much work during September. Don't tell your boss, my gorgeous Leo baby, that I said so, but it is for the better, because guess what? When you just take action or work like crazy, but you don't have direction or your brain is scattered, you're not going to do the best possible work you can. And the more you do that, the more you put off actually coming to a place of centering yourself, regaining direction, and then taking action in a manner that is effective. And that is what you're being called to do here during the month of September. It's like a month of reconfiguring yourself, coming back to knowing exactly where you want to go and what you want, and then doing that for the rest of the calendar year, because you're a little bit all over the place and we need to pull all the parts of you that you've given out to friends, family, work. We've got to pull it all back together and regain control. Next up, we have the 7 of Swords reversed. So in reverse, this card shows a confession, someone coming clean to you. And I see that someone's conscience is kicking in someone who told you something that was untrue, and it's going to be revealed to you exactly what that is, probably during a kind of crescent moon phase, such as waning crescent, waxing crescent. I want you to know here that during the month of September, just having truth be revealed is going to be another time where you feel like, I knew it all along. Because guess what, my gorgeous Leo baby, your intuition doesn't lie. Energy doesn't lie. Vibes don't lie. I see here within patience that the thing with you is that when you know something is off, when you know something is not right, you can just patiently wait, lean back, and allow for the person to let their guilty conscience overtake them, and then all of a sudden come to you, confess, come clean, and you already knew all along. But you just decided, okay, let me see how long this fool is going to think that I'm the fool. Meanwhile, they're the one who has already been found out the moment they tried to sell me the story that was not accurate. So in patience, I also see that the month of September brings you this vibe of just like not even stressing about anyone else's dilemma, but really just focusing on yourself and really just being loyal to you. Okay, this is a me-centric month for my Leo babies, and it won't be easy because you are very generous. Even if you may kind of think you're an introvert, trust me, you are one of the most outgoing, if not the most outgoing sign of the zodiac. So your definition of being an introvert and socially awkward doesn't even begin to scratch the surface for what some other zodiac signs are like in social settings. Like, you are naturally a lot more kind of easy to get along with and easy to have a conversation with than you know. I see here within sincerity for you, as well as the fact that we had the Seven of Swords reverse, that someone being sincere to you, you can then always forgive. You're the type of person where it's like, as long as you don't need to find it out yourself and reveal it, as long as people don't let things go too far, you give second chances, because you're the first one to admit to just being human and making mistakes and being imperfect, and you have a very big heart. So sincerity goes a very long way with you, and you're the type of person who is able to patiently wait for another person to be ready, to be sincere, to come clean, to reveal to you what really happened, because overall you just know that that is the best way to do it if you want to continue to maintain that connection, and if you want to give someone an opportunity to show what they're made of. Now, the Magician is symbolic of you kind of taking over in the month of September once you have had enough time to recuperate. So no going out, no going away for the first weekends of September, just self-study and focusing on you. And then once you go back into the world, once you go back to socializing, it's like you are this amazing social butterfly. You are making deals left and right. You are signing contracts for big sums. And I want you to know in the Six of Pentacles that it is like abundance and prosperity will just easily flow towards you, because you've recharged yourself, like we can see here in the Magician. You've regained the confidence, the strength to just take and receive. You're in that divine feminine energy when it comes to making coin and bank, and that is exactly what you need in order to get to that level that you want to accomplish for yourself, professionally speaking. Now, the King of Crystals shows that there is someone that is watching all this, that is like a mentor, like someone who you look up to, who you always wanted to be more like, and they're super proud of you here during the month of September, and seeing how you know the right moment to withdraw and go into hermit mode and kind of focus on self-reflection, focus on introspection, and when to not take action because action would be scattered anyways, and then when to come out of this space of introspection and then just take over everything and then just kind of slay, if you will. I see here within the Ace of Pentacles that What September also does for you is bring you new opportunities to branch out and create different streams of income for you here in the Ace of Pentacles to start new hobbies as well. And know here that for the month of September, we also definitely have you coming back to yourself, coming back to what you were loyal to as a kid or teenager. Maybe you used to draw a lot, maybe you used to go roller skating. Maybe one thing you like to do was music or even draw fashion and act. You coming back to those roots and restarting, you know, taking a little class, whether it's online or in person, and getting back into the natural you. So my beautiful Leo baby, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful. Let me know below by leaving a little lion emoji in the comment section to represent the Leo fam. And if you would like to know what all of the important celestial events are during the month of September, check out the description box where I also have the link to your September love predictions, which is solely about your romantic life. So feel free to tune into that video here on YouTube as well. So once again, thank you for joining me, my gorgeous Leo babies. I hope that you could connect. I hope that you could relax and heal. And I cannot wait for us to share this divine time and space again in one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all of my beautiful Virgo babies, and welcome to your horoscope for the month of September. I truly hope that you enjoyed the first part of your reading where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to during the beginning of this video. But now let's talk all things Virgo for the month of September, shall we? So let's see what Spirit has in store for you to know for the upcoming month so you can be as prepared as possible. So first up, we've got the Death card. The Death card, which should not scare you whatsoever. So if this is the first time you're receiving a tarot reading, hear me out. The Death card actually represents spiritual transformation and new beginnings, okay? Because with every ending, there is a new beginning, and there is an ending that needs to take place during the month of September. I want you to know that some unexpected changes are coming that will allow for you to release the old so you have space for the new. This is also a card of the major arcana in the tarot that corresponds to the zodiac sign of Scorpio, which is a very intense sign that knows what they want. So decision making is a big one for you. Next up, we've got the 3 of Wands. So you will be moving forward and planning ahead. So I do see here that with the end of something that was stagnant or not working out for you, you may now finally be able to make plans to move abroad, move out, and just overall have a space where you're excited to live and excited to be. As a Virgo, you are known to be a very analytical and service-minded sign, so it is very important for you to have clarity in your life. And now that you're getting all the answers during the month of September, you can finally plan ahead again. Here within Judgment, do know that this card shows us that September brings an awakening, a sense of renewal. So because something old and stagnant and stale is coming to an end, you don't feel as though you are still in a place where you're entertaining nonsense, okay? Just to be very direct with you. Because September allows you to end any kind of ties that were draining you emotionally or financially, that means that moving forward with this renewed energy, you've got more possibilities. But also here within Judgment, just to be very blunt, I want you to know that being decisive about what you want next will leave some people feeling like they don't have a say in the next steps in your life. So family and friends, when you just say, look, I want to move here abroad, I want to do this with my career, if you say that to a romantic partner, they may take it personally. They will take it personally, and they will feel like you didn't integrate them into the plan or you didn't include them. Meanwhile, little did they know, as a Virgo, your specialty is foresight. Your specialty is planning and being organized and detail oriented. So you already have it all planned out, but the way to avoid any kind of hurt feelings or heaviness emotionally with the people around you is to just right from the get-go show how you have planned to include them in whatever it is that you're doing next after you finished a pretty challenging time in your life. Here within fulfillment, I do want you to know that around you there is someone who is feeling very fulfilled with their family situation, and you are next up, my gorgeous Virgo baby. If you have been asking yourself what is coming next when it comes to your love life, your family, and by the way, I've got a love prediction for September already up on my channel. The link is in the description box. Make sure you check out that video if you want to know what's coming towards you in love during the month of September. But I just want you to understand here that nurturing, fulfillment, all of that is part of September for you. And this feeling of having everything that you wanted and tying up some loose ends. So next, we've also got create. This leaves space for you to be creative again. If you've missed your old creative self and you feel like you haven't been able to create as much as you used to or always wanted to, don't panic, because from September onwards, you will once again be in a space of creativity and of really flowing. And I can so relate to you, my gorgeous Virgos. I felt like I have had some kind of creative blockages in the past couple months, but ooh, boy, are they releasing, and I can't wait to see what's gonna come next. Now, the Knight of Cups is like a knight on a white horse, quite literally speaking, riding into your life with a gift in tow, okay, with a drink in their hands. So quite literally them buying you a drink or buying you dinner, or just bringing some sort of little gift with them into your life in order to impress you. The Knight of Cups is the Knight of Water, because the suit of Cups is the suit of the element of water. And the element of water represents your emotions and love. So this is strong and big Cancerian, Scorpio, and Pisces energy that is very sensitive and intuitive. And here within the Queen, sorry, I wanted to say Page, but we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Don't ask me where Page came from in my mind. With the Queen of Pentacles, we've got you. You're a Virgo. The suit of Pentacles corresponds to the element of earth. And as a Virgo, you are an earth sign. So I see here that you are living a life or are moving into the highest version of you that is fit for a earth sign queen, and the Knight of Cups wants to impress you, hence why they are planning some lavish dates and bringing you something that you want and that they know will make you happy. It can even just be something small like flowers, like chocolates. I want you to know here in the Page of Pentacles that it kind of reminds you of what you always wanted when you were younger, when you were daydreaming about what your love life would look like, or you kind of had a picture of what you wanted out of love in your life. And just September will be a month where overall you do feel cherished, and people are showing you that in many different ways, but also in a material sense too, which is nice. I mean, you really need to stop knocking people's love language being gift giving, because it is a real love language. It's proven, it's not made up, and I think it's important we don't judge, because we don't judge other love languages. I don't know why this one gets judged so much. Next up, within the Knight of Blades reversed, I do also want you to know here that when it comes to the month of September, there is rejection for the Knight of Blades. The Knight of Blades is someone who has this air sign energy, so Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. They're too much. They have a smart mouth. They're not emotionally in tune enough. This is just not someone that you're getting along with. And overall, they're too judgmental. Okay, you don't really like how this person operates, so you have better things to do and other people that you would rather spend time with during the month of September. So you're just not vibing with those air signs, and that's fine, because different times of the year and different phases and cycles in your life will strengthen bonds with different people and different signs. So my beautiful Virgo babies, this is the reading that I received for you for the month of September. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section by leaving a little anemone emoji below. I believe that emoji exists now, right? Prove me right by leaving it in the comment section. That way you'll let me and others know that you are a Virgo baby. Don't forget to check out the description box for the link to the September love readings, as well as information about the most important celestial events coming during the month of September. Sending you so much love, my gorgeous Virgo babies, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Libra babies, and welcome to your September 2023 horoscopes. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of this reading where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to during the intro of this video. My name is Vanessa Somuayina, and I have conducted thousands of tarot readings on and offline in the past 4 or 5 years, and I'm so excited to figure out what is coming towards you during the month of September. So we already have some cards that need to speak, my gorgeous Libra babies. So let's get into it. First up, we've got the Two of Swords. So here within the Two of Swords, there is some indecision during the month of September, and you will have to make choices based on your gut feeling, based on that kind of hunch about what it is that you truly need to do without having someone else decide for you, without listening to logic, just doing what intuitively feels right in any given situation. Then we've got the Five of Cups reversed, as well as the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I do see here that there is a friend who is kind of overly ambitious, like a social climber, okay, someone who is shallow and kind of jealous, and you'll be moving on and moving forward from that relationship. It could even be a narcissistic parent, okay, that you're moving on from, a narcissistic mother, and you are accepting that you have to forgive and heal, maybe even get some professional counseling to deal with the drama and the damages that you had to go through and you had to experience, and just be in this mindset of the fact that now is the time to look out for yourself, not to worry how somebody else may feel in this moment. And you will know intuitively what to do, like we spoke about here with the Two of Swords, and you knowing when to leave, where to go to, and what you have to do for yourself next, and also when to cut contact or minimize contact. Next up, we've got the Devil in reverse, as well as the Page of Cups reversed. So I would just like you to know here that the Page of Cups reversed, and I hope you can appreciate my honesty here within this reading. The Page of Cups reversed is all about childhood issues and broken dreams, and the Devil in reversed shows here if there's some sort of recklessness that took place. What this means for you, my beautiful Libra babies, is that the month of September will be a month of facing a lot of these traumas and these difficulties that you've been through, a lot of the, how should I say, the situations you were put into that really no child and no teenager should have been put into. And you know right from wrong. You have to now start trusting your judgment, even though you may have been conditioned and taught not to, or conditioned to believe that you're being dramatic or your needs are not as important as someone else's. They are. And if you were looking for validation for someone to tell you that you are indeed not crazy, then know that this reading from your guides was truly meant for you, because September is a new chapter of protecting you, your sanity, as well as your time, your heart, and your energy. You've only got one life to live, and you've got to make sure you live it for yourself and you don't allow for others to take away the joy. And you're being protective like literally a mother lion is of her cubs. That's how protective you're starting to be of yourself. Altruism also shows us here that during the month of September, you're okay to return back to the bare minimum. You don't need unnecessary glitz and glam. You just need the basics, and for the basics to work, you just need a few basic friendships, a few basic connections, and that's good. You don't need a huge squad or a huge friend group to validate you. Anyways, you're too busy with some steamy situations, okay? I don't know how else to put it, my gorgeous Libras, but you're having fun between the sheets during the month of September, and you're enjoying yourself and your body, no matter whether it conforms to society's norms and standards or it doesn't. Doesn't matter what your skin texture is like, how big, small, heavy, how light or dark that you are. I just want you to know here within sensuality, there's a space for all of us to enjoy ourselves and to enjoy romantic partners too. And you're taking up the space. September is a time in which you don't feel like hiding. You're coming out of hiding. You're coming out of the little corners you were pushed into, because society makes it seem like there's no space for anyone who isn't just like a supermodel basically, but you know better than that. And you know that when you look around or look on the street, it's just not what humanity actually is all about. And the King of Blades shows me that you're taking no ish from no man. Okay, so regardless of whether they're your boss or your dad or your brother, I can see here that any kind of misogynistic advances towards you will be shot down. You're not interested in that. You don't want that near you or in your life. You're just overall in a space where you want emotionally intelligent conversations and connections. And the Seven of Cups shows us why you are not flattered anymore by, for example, catcalling or just people giving you compliments in a semi-creepy way, or that are so patriarchal, that are just complimenting you by maybe putting someone else down, like saying, oh, well, you know, at least you're cool, unlike some other women who are very uptight, or, well, you know, you look good for your age, or, well, you know, you are fairly pretty for a girl that's like this, or a girl that's like that, for a girl that's this weight, or for a girl that's brown skin. I mean, we've heard it all before, but the Seven of Cups just shows that with all of the options that you have of people who adore you, who find you fascinating and beautiful, you don't need to settle for someone who is still living in like a space from 30 years ago. You want forward-thinking friendships and relationships. And of course, you are also not going to be put in some sort of box by someone telling you what you can and cannot do. All of my gorgeous Libra babies, while you are diplomatic, you are not going to take any kind of put downs, and you are fiercely protective of yourself, your family, and the things you've worked hard for. And anyone who tries to come in between that during the month of September, there will be hell to pay. And in the end, you know precisely where you're headed and what you want. So all of my beautiful Libra babies, this is the reading that I've received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section by leaving a globe emoji below. That way you can let me and others know that you are a Libra baby and that you were here. Also, don't forget to check out my September love predictions, which are already published and on my channel, as well as read up on the celestial events coming towards us during the month of September, and feel free to write them into your itinerary so you know precisely how to prepare during the full and new moon and other important events in September. So I would like to thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your September predictions, where we talk all things Scorpio. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your reading, where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to during the intro of this video. But now we're going to get even more specific, using your zodiac sign to predict what's coming towards you during the upcoming month. So lean back, relax, and enjoy one once again, as I channel these divine messages for you straight from your guides, using tarot cards in order to make the messages as clear as possible. So first up, we have the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands shows that the month of September is a month in which you're going to stand your ground. As a Scorpio, you're already a pretty intense sign of the zodiac. You don't take BS from nobody, and people do kind of fear you in the sense of not messing with you, not screwing you over. I see here within the Seven of Wands that there will be some people who are not 100% on board with the decisions that you've made in your life, be it in a romantic relationship or when it comes to your career, but you're standing your ground. You're not allowing for anyone to make you feel insecure. We've got some additional Leo energy here, which is all about that kind of feminine, fiery energy of blocking people off and telling them, look, this is your business, this is my business. We don't need to cross over into an area that you don't have any business being in. That's kind of how you're going to handle any of these situations. Because in the Magician, we've got confidence during the month of September. You know where you're going and what you would like to accomplish. The number one is a number of leadership, but also focusing on oneself and putting oneself first. And it's amazing to see this because it's not something that you usually do. It's not something that you're attuned to. And here we also have the symbol for Mercury. Mercury rules your rational mind and your thinking process. And I want you to know here that with the Magician and Mercury, you're very much looking at how you can get ahead, because you've learned that so many times when you take the empathetic, caring route, people end up just doing what's best for them, even though you try to do what's best for the collective. So it's almost as though life has made you a savage, and during the month of September, you don't really care what anyone has to say to you. You will go after your dreams and aspirations, rightfully so. You're also in a space where your manifestation powers are very, very elevated. So it could be that you've been meditating more, doing more of a practice. So that way you're manifesting your desires with more ease and more movement, okay, more rapidly. And it seems like September has an air of magic to it. Then we also have the Six of Cups here, which shows that you're returning to your roots. So visiting parents or an old hometown, a place you used to live. Maybe you're even traveling to your home country. This card corresponds to Scorpio, which is very fitting for you. So if you were wondering whether this reading is truly for you, my gorgeous Scorpio, do know here that the Six of Cups brings you back to groundedness, to your childhood memories. Now, if you know that you're already meeting up with your parents or planning to go back to a place where you've got a lot of childhood memories, that should answer your question immediately, that this is the most fitting horoscope for you for the month of September. And that's what you guys know my channel for the accuracy, for the details, and to prepare you for the upcoming time. So do know here that that will spark your creativity, and it will remind you about where you started and just how far that you've come. So next up, we've got the King of Pentacles. What that will do is it will infuse you with this drive to create a life that is secure, especially when it comes to your professional life. You're maybe already the first one to achieve as much as you have in your family. Maybe no woman or man who has come before you in your lineage has finished school to the degree that you have, or had so much success professionally and financially like you have had. And the King of Pentacles just shows businessman, businesswoman type of energy. Building an empire, but not being a risk taker, okay? So kind of creating security in a way with risks that are as calculated as they possibly can be. And furthermore, also growing in status. The month of September brings more respect from others towards you for your accomplishments and for everything that you have been able to do in just even a pretty short lifetime, actually. Next up here within the Page of Swords, I do see that there's someone who's going to bring you some news, and this is going to be, how do I say this? This is going to be brought to you by someone who is literally just the messenger, but you've been curious about this information for a while. It could be that you're looking to see when you will get like your rent deposit back, when you will be done with a case in which you have made a claim of some sorts and you want to see whether your funds are going to be given back to you, and you've had to be kind of patient. So you will get the answer towards the end of September, and I just want you to know here that it will be given to you by someone who is still like an apprentice or someone who just works in customer service. But nevertheless, it doesn't really matter who you're getting the answer from as long as you are getting your answers. I see here within divinity that what September brings towards you as well is a new belief towards the divine. So having some sort of supernatural or even spiritual enlightenment kind of experiences is what renews your belief into the divine and into the fact that there is some sort of energy and realm that we can't control, that we can't see, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist and doesn't impact our lives. Altruism shows us here that you're going back to the basics, like we spoke about here within the Six of Cups. Going back to where you came from, especially if you came from very humble beginnings, if your ancestors had to go through a lot in order for you to live the life that you are leading now, definitely understand here within altruism that coming back to minimalism and just having what you need rather than what everyone kind of makes you believe that your life should look like will bring you so much more joy and happiness than trying to chase this dream of big cars, certain brands, certain kind of like lifestyle and travel. I do want you to know here within altruism that those aren't really the things that bring true joy and happiness. It's something that's found in the little moments, in the little in-betweens. Of course, you need stability in order to be happy and not constantly worried, but stability comes way before a very lavish, luxurious lifestyle. Here within the Ace of Pentacles, you are embarking on taking on some new tasks when it comes to your professional life. So you will have a lot of new jobs given to you, a new field that you are responsible for, maybe a new team as well. And I do see that you're trying out something new. Maybe it's also something that you're doing privately. Starting a podcast. The Ace of Pentacles also shows me that an important part is that it's always been your dream to do this, and September brings you closer to fulfilling this dream. The Ace always represents a new beginning. And then we also have the Ace of Cups. So twice an ace right after one another. And I would like you to know here that the Ace of Cups is the ace of new beginnings, of emotional feelings. Well, feelings are emotions, you know what I mean. So the Suit of Cups corresponds to the element of water, which represents your emotions, your inner workings, your inner life. And a new beginning, emotionally speaking, means a new attachment. So this is a person that's coming into your life that you will attach to, where you will create some sort of bond that you form with them, and they will be a part of your life from September onwards. And in order to figure out more about this person and what kind of impact they're going to have, either watch your September love prediction, which is published on my channel as well, so go check those out, or tune into next month's horoscope. You guys know I upload horoscope videos every single month of the year. I've never missed one since I began my tarot videos here on YouTube. That was like 4 years ago, so you guys know that you can count on me. My gorgeous Scorpio babies, we are now at the end of the horoscope portion of your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. Know that I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous Sagittarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your September predictions, where we talk all things Sagittarius. Can you believe it's been like 4 years since I've been uploading monthly prediction videos? That is wild. And by the way, if you would like to tune into your September love reading, which is only about love, the link to that is in the description box as well. But now let's get into your horoscope based on on your zodiac sign. We've got balance as well as evolve. The best way for you to prepare yourself for the month of September is to have balance in your life. At least as much as you possibly can create balance. So already plan meals that you would like to eat during September. Create balance in the sense of having days where you do something just for yourself. It could be a spa day, getting your toenails done, getting your hair done. Create balance where, of course, you're working and you're also spending time with loved ones, but you're also doing some things that are just for you. As I do see that during the month of September, there is some evolution that's taking place that's going to take up a lot of your energy. Every glow up, every metamorphosis, every kind of energetic shift and change is going to potentially knock you out of balance and also zap a lot of your energy out of your body. So it's important to already prepare yourself with healthy foods, with self-care days, some face masks that you've got at home, and make sure that you keep your spirits high and that you keep yourself as grounded as you possibly can in order for this to be a very seamless transition. Next up, we've got love. Okay, so what's happening here is that love is allowing for you to evolve into the next phase of your life. This is the next cycle where love plays a huge role in all of your decision making, because you're not only thinking of yourself, you're also thinking of your partner, you're thinking of your lover, you're thinking of everything that you do and how it would affect the future that you have with someone that you're not just infatuated by, but actually deeply in love with. I see here within Inspire that the month of September also brings inspiration your way from someone that you look up to, someone who is where you're trying to go. And that inspiration is maybe just what you need in order to find precisely how you can create balance in your life. You might start running again, working out, going to the gym, having smoothies first thing in the morning. Just understand here within Inspire and Balance that a huge part of September for you is learning from those who came before you, learning their tips, their tricks, and everything that they advise you to do, taking it seriously, and then implementing it and executing it. Next up, we've got Temperance as well as the Fool. Your guides are trying to tell you to not drink, not smoke, not do anything that is addictive as much as possible. Okay, Temperance is all about winding down and kind of just having control over your life, having balance between the things that are just for fun, between the things that are just outlets, just distractions, and real inner work. The same goes for overconsumption of social media. Do know here within Temperance that the more you get that under control, the more you will be able to embark on this fresh cycle of yours with energy, with confidence, and in the mindset of it being successful. The Fool shows us here that you are starting a completely new journey or chapter of your existence in September. And it is a very happy one, because I also want you to know that the Fool connected to Temperance shows that you're putting down or laying off on things that used to keep you confined and chained, that used to make you feel like you had no control over your decisions or your cravings. So an end of cravings that you used to have, an end of unhealthy habits and addictions is what I see coming towards you during the month of September, and of course the love that we mentioned. Now the Nine of Crystals reverse also shows us healing. So if you have any emotional or physical ailments, aches and pains from addictions that you had, it could be an addiction to an unhealthy pattern in a relationship where you have emotional trauma, but if there is some sort of addiction, for example, to alcohol or other substances, you may have physical aches and ailments from it, but healing is here for the month of September because you quit and now your body has time to regain its strength and to heal all of those cells that were harmed. Next up, the Nine of Blades reverse also shows far, far less overthinking and far, far less kind of worry in your head. You are in a space where you know that you're on the right track, and now you don't need to worry so much about what if, did I make the right choice or not? You just intuitively know that you did the right thing by taking matters into your own hands and prioritizing your health completely. And that when you let go of the things that aren't serving you and aren't healthy for you, the only way from there on out is up. Now, the Two of Coins shows us that you are needing some more organization during the month of September. So organizing your home more, also organizing things like I mentioned, meal prep. All of this can keep cravings at bay because you kind of already have a plan for the whole day. You're not going hungry, thirsty, you're not overthinking things. And I do also want you to know here within the 10 of Swords that you will find that you've just come to the point where you cannot anymore. You cannot give in to bad habits. And when you really hit that rock bottom, that's when things go up. And that's what we have here for September. It's because you had hit rock bottom and you know that you had this failure, this feeling of failure within you, that your life isn't in control, that you come to this aha moment, to this moment of enlightenment and this big epiphany where you're like, up until this point, but no more. I cannot. I need to temper myself. I need a new beginning. I need to evolve and create balance in my life. I'm not a little kid anymore. I have to take responsibility if I finally want to live the existence that I always dreamt of. So all of my beautiful Sagittarius babies, your optimistic nature is truly allowing you to excel during the month of September and leave old challenges behind, finding a completely new and fresh beginning for yourself. So I hope that you're excited for this. And if you made it to the end of your reading, don't forget to leave a little dog emoji below in the comment section in order to let me and others know that you are part of the Sagittarius fam and you watched your reading all the way to the end. Last but not least, feel free to check out the description box in order to figure out when the new and full moon is and what kind of effect that is going to have on your life during the upcoming calendar month. So my beautiful Sagittarius babies, I'm sending you so much love, so many hugs, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Capricorn babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your September 2023 horoscopes. I'm so excited to get into this reading. I hope you are too. So let's see what's coming towards you specifically during the month of September. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of this reading where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to at the start of this video. So now let's get it. First up, we've got the Ace of Pentacles as well as the Moon. So you will intuitively know when it is time for you to make an investment and when it's time for you to save. The month of September comes with different kind of timings where you can either invest in something. It could also be yourself. It could be a course, for example. It could be stocks. And there will be times where it's important for you to kind of take a step back and not make hasty decisions. But the thing about your intuition is that it is on point during the month of September. And one thing is that your subconscious will always guide you towards the right direction when asking yourself whether it is time to kind of put your resources into a new opportunity or not. The Ace of Pentacles shows us new beginnings, as the Ace always indicates a fresh start. And I do also want you to know here in the Ace of Pentacles that all you're trying to do is create a life that's stable. And in order to do so, you also need to find different areas in which there is potential for abundance. It could be, for example, investing more in your health, starting a new stream of revenue for yourself in the form of turning a hobby or something that you use as a creative outlet into a real kind of real kind of business. Next up, we have the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups is also known as the wish card, and this is a very favorable card as it shows that wishes are coming true. You are realizing dreams, and there is a lot of happiness here for my beautiful Capricorn babies during the month of September, because a lot of things seem to happen effortlessly, and that just keeps your optimism up. That keeps you feeling as though, furthermore, you can have confidence in your life. You don't have to worry about anything. Achievements are just happening pretty seamlessly, and fears can be blocked out because of everything that's going well for you. Next up, we have the Nine of Swords reversed. So it's like September brings a light at the end of the tunnel, and you see big improvements. You're recovering from challenges in the past that zapped a lot of energy and confidence out of you. One message I'm getting is anyone who has dealt with infidelity or cheating, the month of September is going to be pivotal when it comes to your growth and when it comes to you overcoming this pain, this hurt that you experienced. The anxiety is going to slowly start to lift, and you will be ready for a new connection again. But letting go of that negativity is what comes first, and letting go of the stress that came with it. I also see here within nurture that the month of September brings this need within you to nurture everything that is like smaller than you that you can nurture, and also to invest in nurturing some plant life. So getting new plants during the month of September and attending to any kind of little garden or balcony that you may have. Within tenderness, you just have a side of you that is very triggered during the month of September. That's like a motherly kind of side, okay? A nurturing side to you, a tender side to you, a side to you that just wants to take care of everything, that is a little vulnerable, that maybe can't take care of itself. And there is a huge want, need, and wish to like adopt something, adopt a little animal, maybe even a human baby. And I just see here that your calling in life is to be tender, to nurture, to be there for others. And as a Capricorn, you are very ambitious and responsible, but you have a huge heart too. The Fool shows us excitement in a new beginning. So because these are emotions that you've never felt in such an intense way before, you feel very excited to discover this new part of you that has this want and this need for more connection, for more tenderness, for more care. And it's like a new level of selflessness in yourself that you're unlocking. And you know that giving it to the right individuals is just going to make for such a fabulous, beautiful home life. Now, the King of Crystals in reverse shows us who is leaving your life. This is a fire sign, such as an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They are leaving peacefully, and there's a reason why they're no more in your life. They're somehow not of use anymore. You're starting a new chapter, and they just don't fit into the month of September and beyond anymore. You know, they had their time. Sometimes people are in our lives for a season and for a reason, and that's it. And I do want you to know here within the Temperance card in reverse that the thing with this person is just they're dealing with some self-indulgence. They're dealing with their own life in a sense of having issues that they have to figure out because they've been a little reckless. And while you're a very accepting and caring individual, you really don't need people who bring drama into your life, so it's probably best that they're leaving. And I want you to know here within the Five of Swords that it's okay for you, like you surrender to the change. You're okay with walking away from connections that aren't healthy, and actually you don't really see it as a loss. But I do want you to know here that the King of Crystals reversed definitely understands the walking away or being okay with not having them in your life anymore as a feeling of betrayal, as a feeling of just kind of deception or aggression. So it is important for you to just communicate, make it very clear during the month of September what your goals are and why maybe certain people just don't fit into your future plans anymore. And that is fine. That is you just seeing your value, seeing your worth, and understanding where you're going and putting your goals first. So, my beautiful Capricorn babies, overall, the month of September is a month of a fresh start, and it is a month where fulfillment is guaranteed for you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you found it insightful. If you would like to tune into a September love prediction, check out the description box because I've got my September love predictions linked there for you to watch and for you to receive. So if you want to know what's going to come next in your love life, that would be the perfect video for you. And last but not least, I would just like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to your September 2023 horoscopes. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your reading where you got to pick from the 3 groups that I had prepared for you, but now we'll talk all things Aquarius as we get into your September predictions. My name is Vanessa Somuayina, and I have conducted thousands of tarot card readings on and offline, as you guys can see on my channel. And I can't wait to figure out precisely what's coming towards you in the upcoming calendar month so you can prepare yourself accordingly. First up, we've got respite. So the month of September is a month where you're supposed to chill, relax, and finally kind of give yourself time to recuperate and to heal. You've been working hard, you've been working long hours, you've been investing a lot into different projects, almost seemingly everything but yourself, and it's really time for you now to take some sort of rest, to take a vacation, to step away from work and just respite. Take little naps, take long naps, take breaks, small breaks, big breaks. Just give yourself time in order to be nurtured. As we got here with the nurture, this little symbol of a small miniature tree, nurturing something before it becomes very big, from like a little sapling to a huge tree. I just want you to know here that the same goes for you. You have to nurture yourself when you're down and out, when you're feeling like you just can't anymore. That is when you need the most love, the most care, and the most attention. And sometimes you've got to give that to yourself. Trust that the month of September is going to be just what it needs to be, even though you are not working as much. And everyone who owns a business, including myself, and works with an Aquarius, for example, you're going to think to yourself, oh no, they're not going to work during the month of September. But trust that they will still get the work done, because all of my gorgeous Aquarius babies, one thing about you is that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. And people don't need to question how you end up doing it. They should just be happy with the fact that it's done. And I just want you to know here within trust that nothing is going to like explode in your face just because you're taking more time off or you're taking more care of yourself. It is necessary, it is needed. Even the most successful people take time away to just recuperate. With an uplift, I do want you to know that the month of September brings very uplifting, cheerful vibes, going out and partying. And the reason for this is, of course, because you are taking care of you for a change, and that is part of your break. As a zodiac sign, of course, you can be very introverted and you've got many acquaintances, but just few friends, and even fewer that you consider real family. But going out, having fun, partying, just spending time in some social gatherings, it can be very uplifting for you because you're a great communicator and a great party guest. So being in that element is really something that you shouldn't miss out on during the month of September. Next up, in the world reversed, I want you to know here that September is near perfect. You will just find that there are 1 or 2 things missing to make this one of the best months of your existence, but it's okay. We'll still take it. We'll still take this restful month full of partying, nurturing yourself, and lots of naps. And I see here in the Queen of Pentacles that putting some of your goals that you have professionally just a little bit on hold so you can reconfigure where you are, and also ask yourself whether those are goals that you still want to chase or whether you want to slightly adjust them. It's just such a healthy thing for you to do, honestly. And then we also have the Hanged Man. Yes, you are seeing things from a different perspective during the month of September. This is a new perspective. When you've gotten some rest, you will have a way new idea of how you want to do life, how you want to do your business, how you want to do your home life as well, because one thing about life that we can say is definitely a constant is change. And it is definitely clear that during the month of September, your viewpoints and your perspective is going to be a little different than it usually is. And this is being bred from a place of finally having time to breathe again and finally having time to just think clearly again. And from then on out, it's just bossing up all the way. If you've ever heard some stories of some super successful business people and entrepreneurs, it's almost like they had to break down in order to build everything bigger, better, and more just astonishingly well than they ever have before. It's like they needed to go away for a month, to turn off their phone, to go to a monastery, a meditation retreat, some sort of boot camp, to then come back like a phoenix that's risen from the ashes and to conquer all. And that's what I see that September is good for. And you have to make sure you don't judge yourself, because often we feel like rest is unproductive, when rest is actually one of the most important ingredients for your success. And in the 10-90 ratio, remember that life truly is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You've got more power and more say than you're aware of, and there are always more options to deal with every situation than you've given it credit for. I do want you to understand here that the month of September is just a month of enlightenment, a month of taking a lot of naps and saying to yourself, oh my God, in this situation that I thought was so hopeless, actually I could have done this. Actually, moving forward, I have so many alternatives and options that I didn't even see prior to, because I never had the time to truly just breathe and truly just come back to center. So it will be a very important month of your life, and it will be one where you take back control, where in the past you thought you were a victim to some situations, or that you were born into something, led into a specific lifestyle, and therefore that's just how it is. But moving forward, you're seeing that actually your decisions are the most impactful when it comes to where your life goes, and you're going to choose to make decisions that are based on the values that you have and based on the depiction that you have in your head about what your life should be like in your dreams, or would be like, because that's what we're gunning for. So my gorgeous Aquarius babies, this is your September prediction, which I hope that you enjoyed and found insightful. Leave a little bed emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you're an Aquarius baby, and you received your September prediction. Last but not least, know that I'm sending you so much love. Ooh, don't forget to check out your love readings. They're linked in the description box. Tune into that video that's on my channel if you want to know all things about your love life during the upcoming month. And I can't wait to connect with you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all of my gorgeous Pisces babies, and welcome to your September 2023 horoscopes. I hope that you enjoyed the first part of your reading, where you got to pick from the 3 groups that I had prepared for you during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Pisces for the upcoming calendar month, shall we? My name's Vanessa Somuayina, and I have been conducting readings for years now. I have done thousands of them on and offline, and I can't wait to connect with Spirit to figure out precisely what's coming towards my Pisces babies during the month of September. Okay, so it's already been Pride Month, you guys know, but within Pride, I can definitely see that September brings you a new sense of confidence and self-worth, self-value. You will find that there will be a situation in which someone treats you in a way that in the past you would have tolerated, but now no more. You're either walking away or you're calling them out on it, and you're feeling a sense of pride because that kind of reaction, behavior, and protecting yourself just shows you how far you've come on your journey to being more outspoken, doing less people pleasing, and also upholding your boundaries and teaching people how to love you and how to value you. Next up, we've got trust. Now, this means you're trusting yourself more moving forward because you know that whatever is best for you is what you will go for. You will not entertain situations in which you are being harmed emotionally, because in this economy, pay for more therapy than necessary. I think not, my beautiful Pisces babies. Oh, we have a card that wanted to speak, which is the Evolve card. So the month of September definitely brings a huge evolution for you. And furthermore, in Evolve, we can just also see that there's this sense of freedom coming towards you, where you're maybe actually even coming out of the closet, quite literally speaking. But I also want you to know in Evolve, if you're someone who already knows where their sensuality is and has let everyone else around them know what their preferences are, romantically speaking, this sort of evolution entails you being proud of the decisions that you've made, proud of your body, and proud of the type of love that you've got within your life right now, or lack thereof. Okay, you don't need a romantic partner. For you, the most important thing is to be happy with yourself, and the glow just shows that you are relentlessly in your loving era, the loving yourself era. I do see here with the 10 of Wands that we have some sort of insurmountable issues that you trust are going to be resolved. In the past, you may have thought, oh my God, this is never going to get better. But I do see here in the 10 of Wands reverse, and trust, pride, and evolve, the things that used to seem impossible to you during the month of September, your perspective is it's just different, okay? Because within the 3 of Cups in reverse, you have had your time of this overindulgence. You've had your time of feeling kind of like the victim, if you will, and that kind of like process of victimization or self-victimization, it's come to an end, okay? You're here to shine. You're not wasting time on those kind of thoughts and feelings anymore. And every part of you just knows that now it is time for you to shine and be proud of your actions and of who you're becoming and where you're going. The Lovers in reverse shows us here that the month of September is actually a month of focusing more on what you want rather than what a potential lover wants. And before you try to appease anyone else, you're asking yourself, do you even like them that much? Or do you just want someone in your life? Because when you ask yourself that, you receive a lot of clarity and a lot of realness from yourself about why you're putting yourself through some situations in the first place. And here within the Emperor reverse, you don't have such strict rules anymore about where you're headed, romantically speaking, because you've realized that often we think that we know in our heads who we want to be with or who would be best for us. And then when we're actually with them, we're like, wait, this was way better in my head. So just being open to what Spirit has for you, what fate and destiny is bringing towards you, romantically speaking, is probably the healthiest approach at this point in your life. So the Knight of Crystals shows me that the types that you usually would have dated or usually would have gone for, you're kind of avoiding those now because you're realizing if you actually want to be, for example, married in a committed relationship and healthy spiritually and emotionally speaking, you kind of need to go with a match for that, not what you think in your head would have been best, okay? The results are important. If the result of being with someone is feeling unsure, insecure, less than, and sad, that is not for you. And you're being very real about that, because with In Touch with Your Body, every time you spend time with another person, you get in touch with your body. You ask yourself, how do I feel after hanging out with this person? How did I feel before? And is this a healthy connection? Is this something that I want to continue entertaining? And you'll know the answer immediately and intuitively. So there's not even going to be too much questioning, because everything just seems crystal clear during the month of September. And I see here that you're seeing, in order to have the kind of life that you want, also the kind of romantic life, you will have to make some sacrifices and learn to have a short memory with someone who ticks all the boxes in the right ways for you, with someone who doesn't have any huge red flags, someone who like with sacrifices, let me just put it this way. I don't mean you have to accept bad behavior that is just below the belt. That is, I'm not allowed to say that word on YouTube. Oh, it's so much easier on Patreon, you guys, where I can just say whatever I want. But what I mean here is, like, you're not accepting, for example, infidelity or someone screaming at you and saying mean things. That's not what I mean with sacrifices. I just mean, for example, sacrifices in the sense of they're not perfect in one area of the relationship. Maybe they're not great at cleaning, or they're not great at expressing their emotions, but they really act like they care. Okay, they're always looking out for you. They're always bringing you little gifts or things that you may like. So kind of hyping up the positives and knowing that in some areas you will have to make a few sacrifices, and be okay with the fact that the person you're with is not perfect either, and they're probably making sacrifices as well. I know. Sorry, Pisces babies. Just to be real, like, none of us are perfect. Your partner is also making some concessions when it comes to, just some things that maybe bother them about you. I know. I also thought you were perfect, but the thing is just we're all human and we all need to compromise, at least to some extent. But I do see here that the month of September brings a fun ride. Okay, we've got this unicorn here. We have this kind of ride in Evolve where you're hanging off of like a rope or a ceiling, but it is enjoyable, it's confident, and know that the month of September is looking as though it is actually just going to be a month of focusing on your wants and needs, of also compromising to a certain extent, but mostly also understanding that you can trust in yourself and your decisions, and that you will find the right person based on how they make you feel, how they actually act, rather than how you've idealized the situation to be. So my beautiful Pisces babies, this is the reading that I've received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a little unicorn emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're a Pisces baby and that you made it to this point of the reading. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to check out my September love predictions if you want a reading that is just about love. I've got that linked in the description box too. It's on my channel already. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings.